we'll be touring the downstairs area, as well as discovering and cleaning probably the only original room that remains exactly the same as when the house was built more than 100 years ago. Okay, so that's the front door of the house, and that's Nelson. So when you enter the house, this is the first thing you see. Here you have a switch to open the light, and through the staircase you can go upstairs to the livable part of the house. This door on the left leads us to El Almacén. Nowadays, we use it as a garage, as you already know, but you can tell that originally it used to be livable. For some details, such as this beautiful beam that has so many details. However, it's very old and we are afraid that the wood is rotten. So that's why we have installed these provisional support beams. We also use this room as a storage room, for example, for the wood, for the chimney and fireplace in the winter. Over there you can see the window, which is in quite good condition and just needs some cleaning. As you can see, it's closed to prevent theft and people coming in. However, we would like to open it and add a verja to let more light in, as it's very dark in here. You can see more original and unique features in the walls, such as this mechanism that we don't really know what it was used for. We think it might have been an old telephone or a bell. I don't know. What do you think? If you have any idea what this could be, leave it in the comments, please. We would love to know. We also have a beautiful rosette in the ceiling over there to hang a chandelier. As you can see, the ceiling is full of cracks and very scary, but at the same time, very beautiful, as you can see the actual original beams through the entire ceiling. Some people have said that it's impossible to salvage and that we should just demolish the whole ceiling in this part of the house and the upper floor. and have a new one done. However, it would be a shame to get rid of such unique beams, and incredibly expensive to redo the ceiling from scratch. Others have told us that we could maybe just repair the beams if they are still in good condition and work from there, which we would love to do, but we don't really know if it would be safe enough. What do you guys think? What would you do? Please leave your advice in the comments, we would love to know. Walking through El Almacén, you can see that it's very untidy and full of stuff, from tools to all the new furniture pieces that we have been collecting. It's a mess and we are going to tidy it very soon. Over here you can see this giant jail that my uncle built years ago when he lived in here. He really liked birds, so he created this home for breeding birds. Now it's not in use anymore, so we'll probably get rid of it to make up more space. Okay, now we are going to enter one of the most special and original parts of the home. Through this door we have the despensa, a room that was used to store food and keep it cool all year long. It's really knackered and has been neglected for a long time. Here you can actually see the state of some of the beams, and you can see that they are not in very good condition. You can even see some original nails in the walls that served for a specific purpose that we will explain later on. But first we need to clean this whole space to see it in its original glory.
Originales. Estos son ladrillos originales totalmente. Mira qué grandes son gigantes.
Y además el color se nota también.
Son ladrillos súper originales. Pero esto hay que tirarlo para verlo. Ladrillos de vete tú a saber cuándo. Bueno, tú sabes. ¿Pero va a seguir grabando?
Sí.
A ver. ¿No subsubete esto?
Espera, ¿te va a poner ahora con la ventana?
Sí, venga. Esto como era antiguo, esto se ponía así, pero claro, ya no se puede. Esto se enganchaba aquí y se cerraba, pero ya no se puede.
Hace yo la madera.
Claro. Sí, para barrer esto sí.
Aquí hay mucho polvo.
Es que no... Sí, como solo íbamos a barrer un poco, y luego ya le íbamos a poner...
¿Por qué habla tan fino?
Con mascarilla, gorro. Imagina que haya suelo aquí.
Como suelo.
Suelo. Después de barrer que encontremos suelo. Ah,
Esto parece cemento, ¿no?
pues por eso.
Pero que pusieron aquí el cemento encima.
Que no lo sé, por eso digo. A ver si queramos algún ejercicio de suelo. Con mucho cuidado. Cuando se reciclaje. A ver. Mira, cristales, ¿eh? Graba los cristales que metían dentro. Me parto de la risa ya. cristales. Bueno, pues esto hay que traer a un albañil y que lo vea, porque es profunda la grieta. Hay por dentro cristales, esto que no sabemos lo que es. No sabemos lo que es eso. Pero aquí, esto, hay que, por lo menos, que meter por ahí dentro, por esa raja. Porque a lo mejor lo que se pueda... A lo mejor esto se tiene que tirar a la fuerza. Porque esto a lo mejor no aguanta tiempo, pero el pilar, ¿sabes? Esto ya es pilar. A ver, aquí ya no vamos a tocar más. Vale. Si ya se ve que esto es... Pero fíjate cómo hacían los pilares antes, que es piedra. ¿O qué es eso? ¿Tú sabes lo que es esto?
Parece piedra.
Y esto es por la capa de cemento que se van encima, junto con tejas, porque aquí hay también, se ve que hay alguna teja, un ladrillo, pero estos son cristales. Les ponían de todo lo que pillaban.
De todo.
Bueno, les he pillado este y este, porque los demás llevan, bueno, este también. Esto es lo que veo en la tele de casa, que los cepillan. Estos tres, estos que están totalmente desnudos, que son los antiguos. Vale, ya está. Hay que poner el capirucho.
Un poco, encájalo un poco más. A ver.
Vale. Voy a grabar ahí.
As you can see, now we are under the staircase, the main staircase of the house, and this used to be the despensa, the place where people used to store their food to keep it cool during the summer mostly. First of all, we have this huge container to store olive oil. As you may know, Spain is a great producer of olive oil, and actually some members of my family still own olive trees. The recogida de la aceituna is done in late November, so people had to store their olive oil for all year long until the next harvest. So the container had a faucet in the bottom for serving it in the bottles through the year. As you can see, there is a big crack under the staircase, so we need to look after it and see how dangerous it is with an expert. Under the stairs, you can see another tinaja or container. In this case, it was used to store water. As you may know, over 100 years ago, people didn't have access to running water, so they had to walk to the town fountain and fill little tinajas up with water and then fill this bigger container with water. It has its original ropes of esparto and a wooden top. It is surrounded by this structure to keep the water even colder during the summer. Okay, so let's recall. They had olive oil, water, and then they used these nails to hang the embutido, basically pork meat from the matanza de cerdo. For instance, chorizos, salchichas, morcilla, butifarra, and of course, the window to air up the room. You can also see some original shelving to store utensils. Here we have found these salvapatatas, which is a special tool for potatoes to last longer. And also we have found this 1 kilo weight. ¿Patatas? ¿Qué es un salvapatatas?
Pues para que las patatas, una vez cogidas en las cajas, no se pudriesen, no se estropeasen, se les ponía unos polvos. A ver de qué época es. Mira, a ver. Salvapatatas. Pone la fecha. No pone la fecha, pero bueno.
¿Y debajo, a lo mejor?
Una pesa, hay una pesa. Hemos encontrado. El peso no sabemos dónde estará, pero hay una pesa de 1 kilo.
No lo suba tanto que si no lo sabía.
Una pesa de 1 kilo.
Ah, sí. Outside the room, we have another really cool utensils that we have found inside. For instance, this beautiful tinaja that my grandparents used to store olives in adobo. We'll probably use it for decorating in the upstairs because it's stunning. In addition, another tinaja, in this case to store wine. This one is amazing because it's in quite good condition. It's surrounded by a wooden shell to protect it against heat and light. And on the inside there's a beautiful green glass. We'll probably separate both and use them for decorating as well. Moreover, we also found this table that was probably used to prepare and display the meat and food utensils. And finally, this is a snail container. Yes, snail. It may be gross to you, but in Spain there is a huge tradition of eating snails. When it rains, some people like to go to the mountains and collect snails to eat. So they use this little bag to store them. It's made of esparto and it has holes to let the snails breathe and to let them expel their excrements and slime. Okay, so that's all for today's video, but keep an eye on us as the spring is coming, and with the warmer temperatures we'll be starting with the patio makeover and the almacén cleaning. Thank you so much for watching y hasta la próxima.
Pero